Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's On The Social. This is the show where you take control and send in questions for me to answer. Once again, we've got so many questions sent in this week, so I'm going to try to get through as many as I can. Let's start off with, I had 3 people send in similar questions, so I'll read out the 3 questions and I'll try to answer all 3 at once. So Ruben Blosh says, is the sale of Arnautovic a blessing in disguise? Maybe we can finally afford the 20-goal a season striker we've been begging for. James Martini, if Marco Arnautovic does go, who should we get in to replace him? And Dango851, hi Ryan, would you accept lower than 30 million for Arnie just to get rid? And do you think we will get a striker in before he leaves? Well, news breaking from a French media is that apparently Marco Arnautovic has now agreed a deal with a team in China called Shanghai. Look, Marco Arnautovic, he's done it once to us. He's done it twice. I think the people that sort of supported him still, after he'd done it the first time, have sort of turned on him as well. I've not really seen many West Ham fans. I probably can count on one hand how many West Ham fans I've seen still back him. It's clear that people want him out of the club now. I don't think there's any going back from Marco Arnautovic. He has to leave. Can we afford a 20-goal a season striker? With the money we've got already and the Arnautovic money, of course we have. We've got to go out. We've got to get a top quality striker to come in and replace a top quality player. Despite what we think of him, he is a good player, but his heart's not here. His heart's not at West Ham. He's let us down. He's let the fans down. He's let the club down. He's let his teammates down. So there's no way back for Marco now. He has to go. So yeah, hopefully that answers all your questions there. Right, Matt Powell. How much would you spend on Maxi Gomez? Speaking of replacements for Arnie, it's also broke as well that it looks like he's going to stay in Spain. Looks like Maxi Gomez is heading to Valencia as a cash plus player deal, which is a massive blow for West Ham. We've been after this player for a little while now, especially we was heavily rumoured to be linked with him in January. It's a player that I wanted to see come to the club, even though he's not proven in the Premier League. It's a player that I thought would have settled in the Premier League and got a few goals for us. So it's a massive blow. But look, you can't, if the player wants to stay in Spain, he's settled in Spain, obviously. Valencia, Champions League football. The lure of the Premier League was the only real thing that we had going for us, which it does attract a lot of players, Premier League football. But look, fair play to the boy. He wants to stay there. West Ham matched the offer. Whether we spoke to him, him and his family are probably settled. So it's a massive blow, but we move on. Seeing some of the youngsters on the videos coming out of the training camp, which youth players do you think should be given a chance this season, and who do you think Pellegrini will give an opportunity to? I think at West Ham, and it's been like this over the years, we've been blessed with some talented youngsters. I mean, the players that are out there, you've got Nathan Holland, Marcus Brown, Ben Johnson, Joe Powell, Josh Cullen, and there's probably a few more. But them players that are named now are the ones that have got a real chance of sort of breaking into the first team squad. Especially Marcus Brown and Ben Johnson. I think Marcus Brown had a great loan spell last season at Oxford, I believe it was. He's got great potential. He also scores goals. Ben Johnson obviously made his debut City away. Was a great debut. Even though we lost just about 1-0. Josh Cullen had a great season at Charlton last year. He'd been hoping to prove something. So they've got a lot to prove to Pellegrini over the next few weeks on pre-season. Especially Nathan Holland. Nathan Holland is a player that he gets highly spoken about by people that have worked with him. I think Jack Collinson mentioned him quite a lot. So look, there's some exciting prospects to come in. Whether they're good enough to step up, it's debatable at the moment. But look, they're going to get chances in pre-season so they can impress not only Pellegrini but us, the fans, and their teammates. I don't know when Winston Reid's contract expires, but he has been at the club since 2010. Does he deserve a contract renewal when that time comes? I believe that Winston Reid signed a 5-year deal in 2017, so I think he's got about 3 years left. I think it runs out about 2023. I think his deal runs out. So look, Winston Reid's had a horrific 18 months at West Ham. Injuries have kept him out all the last season. He's got a lot of work to do to break into the to the first team, but knowing Winston Reid, he will work hard and he'll be wanting to push Balbuena and Diop out of the first team. He's a great player to have around the club, a great player to have as backup for them too. But as I said, Winston Reid's a professional. He's been here a long time at West Ham. He's a fan's favourite. He scored some important goals for us, especially he scored the last ever goal at the Bowling Ground. So he's a great player, Winston Reid, and he's got a lot of hard work over the next few weeks. So hopefully we'll see him a lot in pre-season. Hi West Ham Fan TV, thanks and respect for what you do. I would like to address an issue with our fans and their expectations. They down Noble any chance they get with who is loyal, but then bitch about non-loyal players. Can you have it both ways? Yeah, look, this is a big thing for me. Mark Noble, as people know who watch the channel, I'm a big Mark Noble fan, always have been and always will be. It goes down as a legend for me at West Ham. He's the longest serving player in the Premier League now. So it just shows, you know, he's had a few managers in his West Ham career and they've all seemed to pick him, all seemed to start him, all seem to really rate him. So he's got to be doing something right. Look, we all know Mark Noble's not the most skillfulest player in the world. He's not the quickest in the world, but he's got heart, he's got passion, he's got desire, and he brings out the best in players like Declan Rice because they know that he's there to put in the tackles. As you say, bitching and moaning about players that ain't loyal, I'll give you a good example. There's a bloke that sits next to me or behind me at the stadium, and he slates Mark Noble week in, week out. When Mark Noble does something good, he doesn't praise him. Yet he stood there and sung Marko Arnautowic's name after everything he'd done. So that just shows you, you know, there are some people out there that just have their players that they don't like. And that's fair enough. I've got players that I don't like, but if they do say it well, score, you know, I'm gonna cheer them. You know, so it is a big thing, and I don't think we really appreciate Mark Noble until he's actually retired, because you lose that bit of heart in the team. I'd play Yarmolenko as a striker during pre-season. It worked for Arnie. Nothing to lose. What do you guys think? Yeah, it could be an option. As you said, it worked for Arnautovic. He scored quite a few goals for Dynamo Kiev, if I remember. I think he scored over 100 odd goals in 300 appearances, which is not bad. So it might be an option. It could be an option for Pellegrini. But the first thing with Yarmolenko, he's got to get himself fully fit, back in the first team. He was just settling into the Premier League, and then he got that horrific injury against Chelsea which kept him out for the rest of the season. But he's back now in pre-season training. I'm looking forward to seeing the best of Yarmolenko. With Fornals coming in, he can play on the wing. So even if we don't sign a striker, although we should, I think he can play Antonio or Anderson up top. Look, whatever happens, we need strikers. So we definitely need to sign a striker. I wouldn't want to go into the season with what we've got at the moment. With that saying that Arnautovic is left, so we'd have Jordan Hugo and Hernandez. So yeah, we definitely need a couple of strikers in, without a doubt. As for playing Antonio out top, we know he can play out top. He's done a good job for us there when he's needed, but I'd rather him out on the wing. And Anderson, I don't think Anderson's got the strength to play out top, and as I prefer him as an attacking player to create stuff. So hopefully we get someone in early in the next few weeks, mate. Should winning the Betway Cup mean automatic Champions League qualification? 100% it should. You know, Betway Cup is a massive trophy. You know, I heard rumours that last year when we won it, that Messi was on the phone to Zabaleta saying, what did it feel like to win the Betway Cup? Show me a picture of your medal. And no, look, joking aside, look, the Betway Cup is, you know, a pre-season tournament, and it's a good confidence booster going into a season. Winning any game of football is good, but winning a little trophy like that, you know, us West Ham fans, we ain't won a major trophy for 40 years, so we'll take anything. So, yeah, long live the Betway Cup. During our history, which player were you most happy for us to sign, and which player were you most sad to see go? God, there's been loads that I've enjoyed, but do you know what? This is a random one, but I'm going to say Ian Wright, and I'll give you the story behind it quickly. One of my best mates growing up was a massive Arsenal fan, and I always liked Ian Wright. He was a player that I thought, he's a goal scorer, I'd love to see him at West Ham. And me and my mate used to have this little bit of banter. He said he'd never signed for West Ham. And I used to go around my mate's house and he used to put on this VHS video, Arsenal's Christmas crackers, and Ian Wright and Bergkamp would be tearing it up. And I'll never forget the day we signed Ian Wright. And back then, you know, we didn't have social media. Sky Sports News weren't even around. We had teletext. For you youngsters that don't know what teletext is, it was our social media at the time. That's where we got our news. You had to sit there waiting for the page to flick over to get the news. And it said Ian Wright had signed West Ham had signed Ian Wright. And like I say, excited. I still get excited now. I'll never forget it. You know, I remember running. This was the days when you used to go and knock for your mate. Didn't even have a mobile phone back then. Run down his house, knocking on his door, saying, Gal, we've signed Ian Wright. And he's going, oh, fuck off, you ain't signed Ian Wright. He won't go to West Ham. I said, put your teletext on. And he was gutted because he was a massive Ian Wright fan. And look, I know Ian Wright was like 34 at the time. Arsenal had just won the double. So it was massive for West Ham to get a player like Ian Wright. And then he done well when he played for us. I remember him scoring on his debut at Hillsborough, beat Sheffield Wednesday away. I remember him scoring at White Hart Lane and doing the old celebration like that in the centre circle to the Tottenham fans. So yeah, it was great. So I'd say that one. And as for a player sad to see go, look, there's been loads down the years, especially with like the Rio Ferdinands and when Di Canio left us and Joe Cole and players like that. But for me, he didn't sort of leave the club. We didn't sell him. But I'd have to say Dean Ashton. Obviously getting injured, young. It was a massive blow for West Ham and England and football in general, because Dean Ashton probably wouldn't have been with West Ham, but he would have gone to the very top, and he would have broke all records for whoever he went to, and England as well. He was a natural born goal scorer, and what a player we had. It was a joy to see him play for West Ham, even though he was there for such a short spell. Are you concerned about the lack of transfer activity, and do you think the Arnautovic saga will drag on to the last days, thus causing us unrest in the training camp? With the second part of that question, hopefully no, Arnautovic don't drag on. Rumours are that we've had a €40 million bid accepted, so hopefully that'll be sorted and we can get him out. As for unrest in the camp, I totally agree. I think players like that you don't want at your club. I think the players showed signs of it last year after January that they didn't want him in the team. Am I concerned about the lack of transfer activity? Not yet. There's still 5 or 6 weeks to go. Look, you can bring in 5 or 6 signings in a day or two. So you never know. But as the weeks go on, the less and less we've got players coming in, it's going to be a bit more nervous. I don't want panic buyers at the end of the transfer window. Want to get the transfers in soon so they can settle in with the squad. We've got a massive opening game in the Premier League, Man City at home, so we need a settled team for that game to try to take 3 points off the champions. Ryan, now the financial fair play rules have been relaxed, in theory, to allow mid-table clubs like us to spend more. Should we be more ambitious this summer and try and close the gap on the big 6? Yeah, 100%. The board have got to back Pellegrini. We've got to get the right players in. I'm not going to say we're going to get top 6, but we should be trying to at least challenge for them Europa League spots. I think take away the top 4 next season. I think it's all open. It's going to be a great Premier League season next year. I think anyone on their day can beat anyone. So it's going to be an interesting season next year, and I hope that West Ham are at the right end of the table, and I hope that we are challenging for that Europa League spot. When was your first game as a fan, and what was your favourite game? You cannot include the cup or last game at Upton Park. My first game was, we played Everton, 13th of February 1995, Monday Night Football, so under the lights. Massive game, massive as a fan, dreaming of going to Upton Park, finally going now. We drew 2-2 with Everton. Tony Cottee scored 2 goals for us. I'll never forget the walk up to the bowling ground with my dad. I'll never forget the smell, how bright it was when I walked in there because of the lights, the noise when we first scored. It's an unbelievable experience, and them moments never leave you, and you never forget them. As for a game, the semi-final playoffs against Ipswich, when we beat them 2-1, would always be one of my favourite games, but I won't include that. I'm going to go for, we played Manchester United at home and we drew 2-2. And I remember Julian Dix, we was 2-0 down with about 15 minutes to go. Florian Radicchoi, who's come on, changed the game, scored. And then we won a penalty and Julian Dix smashed it past Peter Schmeichel. And I remember the fans running on the pitch. And I remember how loud it was that night. But there's so many I could choose from. That's the last question. So thank you so much for everyone that sent in their questions this week. As always, give me your thoughts on my answers. Give me your answers below. We've got quite a few videos coming out this week. We've got the transfer videos out. We've done a couple. We've started doing these live videos, which we're really enjoying. It's going to be a regular thing, twice a week. It gives the subscribers a chance to interact with us. It's uncut. It's whatever questions you chuck at us. It's a bit like on the social, really, live. We have no script. We just pick a topic and then we just go off the cuff, which I always think's better. I like things like that. And yeah, so look out for them. Yeah, so look, as always, keep subscribing. If you're new to the channel, we want to hit 50k. That's our aim in the next couple of months. So if you're new to the channel, you like what we do, you like regular people talking about football. I know if you don't support West Ham, look, stick with us. We love football. We talk about all clubs. If you are a subscriber, thank you for sticking with us. As we said at the beginning of the season, of pre-season, we are trying to improve our content, bring you more content. We've got interviews lined up. We just enjoy doing what we're doing. So yeah, I'll leave that there. Thank you so much for watching this week's video. I'm Ryan Archer. Come on, you Irons.